I'm stressed. In a good way. This is going not well with what's going on, but like, you know, like it's good. We are here. It is time to finally read Crescent City 3, House of Flame and Shadow. I know. You've been waiting for a while. I haven't really been feeling it, but we're gonna do it. And I'm gonna take you through all of the reading behind the scenes, my reactions, maybe a little bit of my thoughts in between, but I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't read the other 2 books. But I'm excited. I'm also kind of worried because Sarah likes to rip your heart out and eat it. And I just know she's gonna do that to me in these, is it like 900 pages? 840 pages? I don't know, but I'm ready. Let's just get into it. I know the second book left off in such a cliffhanger that I was not expecting. No one prepared me for that, which I love. I love going to books like completely blind. And I have been avoiding any spoiler videos like the plague since this book came out. And I can finally stop doing that once I tackle this. So let's just do it. Let's just get into it. Stunning. It's difficult because like there was so much confusion going through the first half of the first book in Crescent City because there's like so much going on and there's so much history and so much thrown at you all at once. And since it's been a few months since I read those, it's all like, it's still there, but it's just like taking me a little bit to get back in. So I'm hoping I'm not like missing big things, but I don't know, this whole thing it's littered with connections between things that I can't say. It's difficult. I'm on page 142, that far, which seems like nothing. Yeah, very interesting so far. So the way that Sarah has written this is like, it's a bunch of different POVs. It's very like, I guess it was the same with Akhtar. It didn't feel like that, but definitely the same with Throne of Glass once you get into the later books and there's so many characters. So each like part of a chapter, like it's not even just every chapter is different. It's like portions within a chapter. They're all in different POVs through the different characters. And there's so many people. And I'm not like having a problem with remembering really like anymore, like who is who, but it's just like one thing will happen with a character and you're in their POV, and as soon as something happens, it switches to another POV and like what's going on with them. So you're constantly like, what's going on? Like, just go back to it really quick. Tell me what's going on. Everything's gonna be fine right there. And then we'll go to the other one. But that's not how a good story is written. And I understand that, but still. I'm stressed. In a good way. This is going, not well with what's going on, but like, you know, like it's good. We're gonna keep going. And I also don't know if did I break the spine? I don't really know what's going on, but and I don't like that. So, and it's also just really hurting my wrists right now. I think I did buy it on Kindle though, before I ended up buying the physical copy and giving in. So I could get my Kindle out. I might do that. I might read this like a physical book for a little bit longer and then switch over to my Kindle, because I don't know how much longer my wrist can take it, but it's good. Also, don't mind, this couch is a piece of trash at this point. The dog, this one, has absolutely destroyed it. So eventually we'll get a new one, but not until this puppy is done with his chewing on everything phase. I think he's growing, like getting out of it, but here we are. It is many days later. I feel like I keep forgetting that I can read it on the Kindle. When did I stop reading Crescent City? Not like in a bad way, I just wasn't reading it. I was starting to read something else. I have ended up just about finishing a different trilogy. And we can get into that later, but because that's not what this video is about. I'm at 67% on Crescent City. I needed to get back into this, so here we are. I don't know what it is about these, like the Crescent City books specifically. I feel like I've had a decently hard time just getting through them because they're so big. Like I like having breaks in between, and there's just so much that she puts into these books. Not in a bad way. Like, I love Sarah J. Maas. I love her writing. I am obsessed with her. It just takes me a little bit to get through them for some reason. And I'm a very fast reader. So I just think it's interesting, you know? It's definitely a very high fantasy and there's a lot to digest. And sometimes, like, that's probably why I went to that other set of books that I'll talk about later on. But we're getting back into this. We're gonna do it. There are two specific characters that have done nothing. All they do is fuck up and then ruin things for everyone else. I just want them to be traumatized characters and grow from that. But they're not. They're trying to fix the mistakes that they've made, making even bigger mistakes in the process. And it's so frustrating. And I know that Sarah knows what she's doing and she's gonna create this big redemption arc. Something's gonna happen with them and everything's gonna be fine. But right now I'm beyond frustrated with these characters. Anyway.
I'm happy now.
I feel like I forget sometimes how Sarah J. Maas like amps up all of the stories all at once, you know, where everything is just like really stressful. And I feel a lot of anxiety right now with everything that's happening. I'm at 80%. And it's just all of these POVs. I talked about it before, like everything, like people are all doing different things, and some are coming together and some are going different ways, and you're following everything, and then something will happen with one character and one POV, and then it'll switch to the next one. You know, like Sarah she does that, which is great reading it and thinking back on it, but in the moment, I'm going crazy. And I don't know how this is all gonna come together, and I don't know how it's gonna end. Is this the last, is this the last book in the series? I don't know if she's ever actually said like how many books she expects any of these series to have, besides Throne of Glass. Like she's done with Throne of Glass, but I don't know how many others. Oh, well, actually, I feel like I'm remembering someone saying that there's supposed to be 7 potentially books in the ACOTAR series. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I'm pulling that out of my ass or what. But I have no clue how many books are supposed to be in the Crescent City series. So.
When I'm at my darkest, you're always there to pick me up. I don't think that I'll tell you enough that I love you and how you light me up.
We are back this time with the physical book because I think it's going to be more satisfying to finish it in the physical book. And I am 85% and also on chapter 85. So that's kind of cool too. Things are feeling a little Kingdom of Ash-esque, but not quite. And I don't know what that means. I feel like this is gonna come back to where people are like, oh, you were on chapter 85. Was not expecting this out of this chapter, but... This has been a long time coming. We are done. We as in I am done with Crescent City up obviously until through the 3rd book. So my thoughts. I feel like really all I would have to say is after I finish this book, I mean, you saw all of my reactions. After I finished this book, I immediately called my sister, who has read all of those books, all of ACOTAR and all of Throne of Glass as well. We had an hour and a half chat about things. Like unhinged talk about everything and the connections that could potentially be there and like what could be happening in the rest of the books in the series. And I feel like that guy, that meme that went around, I can't remember like what TV show he's from and like what is actually like the original thing was from, but it's that guy where he's like with the board in the background with all of the red strings coordinating it, like pointing to everything and connecting everything. That's what I felt like. And I want to do it. Like I want to make my own with like all the potential connections to everything. That's how I'm feeling right now. I would say, so if you have not read Crescent City, and if you are new to Sarah J. Maas books, like at all, I liked the way that I did it, like in the order where I did Throne of Glass first, and then ACOTAR, and then Crescent City. Some people say do ACOTAR first, and then whatever, but like you absolutely do not do Crescent City first because it just won't make sense. And it's just the best way to do it would be to read this at least after ACOTAR. It doesn't necessarily have to do, like if you wanted to read Throne of Glass after this, that's probably fine. But personally, I like the way that I did it. And I had no idea like going into it that would be the best way to do it. But personally, I think Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, and then Crescent City. And wow, boy, oh boy, like I kind of want to just have my sister like come on here with me and we can just do like an entire feral live video of us going back and forth between our conspiracy theories on everything within the Sarah J. Maas universe, because it's just that heavy. It's like there's so many possibilities and ways that things could happen. And I feel like I'm getting fired up all over again because just I'm astonished that a singular person can come up with something like this and just make it so good and so all-encompassing. Like my brain is still full of all of these characters, everything that happened, putting two and two together. Like I don't know how she does it. Like I don't know. I've always said like if I could write a book and be a tenth of an author of what Sarah J. Maas is, I would be happy. That's how great of an author she is. And I mean, you know the drill. Like I really can't tell you like what went on in this book without ruining or alluding to what happens in the other books. So I'm not going to do that. You kind of do need to read these books like somewhat within the same time span, because there is so much information and things that you have to like get through and understand. And if you read like the first two books 2 years ago, I think that you're definitely going to be really confused going into the third one, just because like it does take quite a bit of brain power to remember everything that's going on and all the backstory and history and things that could connect and things that won't connect and all of that. So if you did read like the first two books and have not read this one yet, I would just make sure that you get a refresher. Like maybe go back and read the Cliff Notes or something, or just better yet, like go back and read the first two. I did bawl my eyes out. For sure did. Got me all emotional. They're quite an experience. Like they really are. And also once you finish reading a chunker of a book like this, you feel so accomplished. You really do. Because I know like it took me, what did it take? Well, I had some stuff going on in between, but I think overall it probably would have taken me 2 days to get through this big of a book. And I do read really fast. I bought the Kindle version of it too, and that helped just because I have really crappy wrists now, and literally holding this big of a book and flipping through and just, yeah, was really hurting my wrists. So if you have shitty wrists like I do, definitely get the ebook because it's definitely worth it for that. I can't believe I'm done. Now I just have to wait. I feel like there's always lore going around with Sarah J. Maas, and like if she posts something, people are like, oh my god, she's talking about this and she's like giving clues about what's gonna happen next. And that's me. That is me. Literally anything she does, if she meets up with someone, I saw she met up with Margot Robbie in a coffee shop, give it to me. Whoever she's gonna play, she could be so many different characters in any of the series that she has, I would eat it up. But please, for the love of God, give it a budget like Game of Thrones. Because if it's anything less than that, it's going to be shit and I'm going to be pissed. But it would be incredible. Any of these series, but especially Throne of Glass, any of them would be insane as a TV series. I would go feral. Absolutely feral for a TV series of Throne of Glass. Anywho, that is the end of this video. That was everything, me reading through Crescent City 3. I never remember the actual name of it. House of Flame and Shadow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.